We are live. We're live, baby. We're live. Let's have a look at. Are we? I think we are. Live. We're live, baby. We're live. Let's have a look at. Are we? Can you? Why can't you? I remember the last time I did my live stream, the charts weren't showing for some reason. Oh, there we go. I think you guys can see the charts this time. I did a live stream yesterday. I couldn't even see the chart. I think you guys can see the chart. As you guys are logging in right now, can you guys just give me a hey in the chat box and let me know if you actually can see the charts today? That'd be fantastic, guys. I couldn't. And yesterday, I went back and watched yesterday's live stream. I was just like, man, they couldn't say anything. But I think you guys can see the charts today. I think we're good to go there. Alrighty, guys. So, hey, you can see the charts. All right, fantastic, fantastic. Alrighty, traders. So we're going to have a look at the overall markets today, and we're going to be looking at some stocks as well too, and then we're going to be rounding it up. Mr. Bling Bling 0007. Thank you, champion. All right, so we're going to be looking at the markets today. We're looking at the overall index as well too. Silver, the silver miners are definitely getting smashed. You can see my chart down the bottom here. They're just definitely getting smashed. And they're almost at my target level. If you guys know that I had a target on the SIL around 2450, which was that level there. And I have a target of GDX around that 2050 level. So I almost hit my target on the silver miners, which is pretty cool. Alrighty, guys. So I'm going to be looking at the charts, and plus also, guys, I'm going to be talking about success in the markets as well too, and some things that's important if you want to start to get ahead in the markets and what to follow on and all that down home country goodness. Alrighty, guys. So let's actually get straight into today's session right now, guys. Do not place a trade based on what you see in this session, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There's no guarantees of making money in the market, so just be smart about the way that you trade these markets. And this here is just to give you some education around the markets as well. Also, guys, if you haven't done so yet, my Grab the Markets by the Board trading course, the Foundations trading course, the Chart Reading trading course, the Advanced Chart Reading Mastery course, the Millionaire Mindset Mastery course, all these different courses is total value here of 5,100. I'm actually giving away a free trial, but that ends real soon. So go to mastertraderlab.com if you want to get a free trial, but this actually ends real soon. So this is sort of your last chance, and then I'm taking it down. So mastertraderlab.com, and you can get a free trial to get access to all that right now. Let's get straight into the markets right now. Now, guys, the thing that I'm noticing right now in the markets, let's bring up my main screen here. Oh, there we go. Cool. No, that's actually my little lady. This is my scans, by the way, guys. For you guys that are wondering how I trade the stock market in the mornings, this is the scans. This is my bullish scan up the top here, and this is my bearish scan down the bottom here. And what I'm looking for, this is scanning every single stock in the stock market that can trade options. And then I'm just simply looking for my setup. So it brings back possibilities. So this one here had again, they were just possibilities and potential trades. And then it's up to me to go through those lists. So instead of going through 3,000 stocks every day, I went through maybe 10 on the green side, and then maybe another 5 or 6 on the downside, to see if any of these exactly meet my rules. So that's what my scanner does. Really cool with my private client group. And that's obviously what my private clients get. We subscribe to this software called TC2000. And so I log on here. If I'm just trading, if I'm just trading the daily chart, where I'm getting in today and then I'm getting out, maybe a couple of days later, or maybe even a week later, then I'll hop on here, say half an hour to close, run my scans, go through these stocks, which takes around 10 minutes, find which one that looks like it meets the rules. Then I go through the exact step-by-step checklist that I have for my private clients, or that I run as well too, which I have 5 steps that I go through to make sure everything lines up. And then as I go through these lists, there's a list here. I do that every single day. As I go through those lists, it brings the scans are there to bring back potentials, but not the exact, because I can't find the exact one. I haven't figured out how to code that yet. But the code that I've created brings back potentials, and then within 10, 15 minutes, even 20 minutes, within 20 minutes of going through those potentials, I can figure out whether I actually have a trade that day, or there's actually no trades, or the potentials, there was actually no trades out of the potentials. Yeah, so if you guys that are wondering how I trade the stock market, and then from that, I actually go through and I set up watch list and all that sort of stuff for me to trade. So that's how I trade the markets, guys. And then what I do is then I overlay options on it. So options are a phenomenal tool to use if you know what to do, if you know how to properly risk manage there as well too. And if I don't use options, which I do most of the time, then I'll use for people that can trade this. I use then I think called a CFD, which is basically a 1 to 10 type thing. So for every 1% movement in the stock, it's a 10% return on your margin and so on and so forth. So anyway, but I definitely love options because options are pretty phenomenal. Sometimes with options, the market can only move, not that much, and the option can be quite nice. So anyway, traders, bit of a background about how I view the markets, how I trade the markets. And I trade the markets every single day. And if I want to, I can have my trading down as little as just half an hour a day. And I just walk you through how I can do that. So, and no, I didn't trade man, by the way. If you guys are wondering, did you get in the man? Is this a trade for you? Actually, this wasn't a trade for me. And I won't go into the technical details, reason why, but there was something within this setup here. It's probably going to follow through, man, but it didn't exactly meet my rules. I wasn't 100% confident to be able to put a full position on. I did get into a trade today, but I can't tell you that trade that I got into today because now that's classed as a trade recommendation. I just can't tell you that. But I'm happy to let you know, win or loss. I'll definitely let you know in the next couple of trading days. That is, after Easter. About what sort of trade that was, and whether it was a win or loss, because I don't know. I do have my losses, and yeah, we'll just see what happens. But I know 90% of the time my trades actually run off for a nice profit. So yeah, so let's have a quick look at the markets here, guys. I know a lot of people, when they're looking at the markets, they see this chart here, they're like, John, for you guys that are old school, you probably know that. John, what are you doing there? I don't like the black bars. Put the candlestick chart on now. Put the candlestick chart on now. Okay. Actually, no, I'm going back to black bars. Just annoy the crap out of you. So one thing I'm noticing here with the Dow Jones guys, is that we're getting very close to racing up to new highs with the Dow Jones. It looks like the Dow Jones is slow. We're still slowly crawling up. We're just still slowly crawling up from here. And if I look at the last couple of months, we can see that if I draw a trend line from there to there, that's probably the trend line I'll be using. And then I sort of create. And there's probably some sort of a channel through there. If you guys can see that. The last couple of, look at that there. That's point through there, and then a point through there. So that's probably the channel that the Dow Jones is in right now. And so, yeah, so it's really interesting to see that. S&P 500 is also, look at this awesome channel for the last 3 months that the S&P 500 been in. Down the bottom here, had a nice bounce, and a nice bounce as well. And now we're rallying back up again. So the S&P is literally, what is that? We're about like 1% away from breaking up to all-time highs. And so it's probably going to do that. If we are going to get some sort of a pullback, it's probably going to it's probably going to break up the new highs, get people long, because that's what a lot of people do. They get long as the markets break into new highs. And then at that time that may be a bit of a sucker breakout, and then it may have a pullback. But I can't see the reason why this wouldn't, if it is going to have some sort of a pullback, why the market wouldn't do that? Because that's what the market does, right? The market keeps going up and up and up, and when you think it can't keep going up, it just keeps going up, and then it breaks to new highs, and then people are like, oh, it's break up to new highs, this is about to go, and then they get in, and then the market drops. So, but as you can see, right, look at this beautiful channel that the S&P's in, and same for the Nasdaq as well too. Look at this, just look at all these beautiful channels, just really, really, really nice channels. If I go to the Nasdaq weekly chart and I look at the ultimate high point, the ultimate high point is up here, up there. So same for the Nasdaq, right? We're not too far away from those ultimate high points in the markets now. So it'd be really interesting to see what's going to happen through there with the markets. And as you can see, guys, like the most important thing on the chart is the chart itself. You know what I mean? Like that's the main thing. And as you can see, right, I'm doing every single bit of my analysis, as you can see right now, as I'm doing this session for you, is just from the chart itself. And that's the main thing, right? Because a lot of people use indicators to try to see what the market's doing. And sometimes they can give you like divergence and stuff like that, can give you a bit of a clue, but can give you, it can do that. But remember, all the indicators are derived from what? All the indicators are derived from the price and volume. So if that's the case, then doesn't it make sense to go to the source and learn? And for me, it's all about just learning how to read the chart, which is simply just looking at the peaks and troughs. That's a simple word of, okay, where's the highs, where's the lows? Higher low, nice upward, strong buyers, weak sellers, strong buyers, weak sellers, which means a weak pullback, and then buyers in control. So let's go have a look at the transport. So again, guys, it's obviously the Easter weekend now happening right now. There's no trading tomorrow, but I do see, it does look. I would think that the market's probably gonna race up to new highs next week after the Easter holiday and so on and so forth. Let's have a look at the gold chart here, and the gold chart is still just slightly broke down past these lows through here, and now it's just sort of it's not a strong breakout. So I don't know about this, guys. Like, I'm telling you right now, guys, if gold continues to hold here and we break back above this support line, this whole level through here, that whole level through there is going to be one big one. It's going to be a false breakout, and then we're probably going to start to do something like this. So that's what I'm seeing there on the short term as well too, all right? Because sometimes the market can do that. You have a support, and then the market breaks down, and then it doesn't follow through, and then it goes sideways. And if it goes sideways, and then we start breaking back above, we start breaking back above that resistance line, which was support. That tells me this whole thing right here was one big false breakout, and now we're likely to see a move back to the upside. So then that could be the start of the move to the upside. Because the interesting thing is that silver actually hasn't been dropping down at all. There we go. All right, silver is just, geez, look at that on the chart. Let's delete that. Let's go to this one here. All right, so silver hasn't been dropping at all. So this is a descending triangle pattern, but look at silver. It's just been really holding its ground through here. Now there is a little bit of a support through here, as you can see on silver. So this breakdown bar did break down past that level. So it is classed as a breakout. It wasn't a very strong breakout. So I didn't trade that breakout because it wasn't a strong enough breakout for me. And plus, we're pretty close to these areas of support, so it wasn't good enough for me. But as you can see, right, look at this just sideways movement. So very, very, very similar to what gold's doing right now, actually. But look at that sideways movement. This whole thing here, if this breaks up, which looking at the markets now, the silver and gold, which is really weird because we're getting so much weakness in the miners right now. But silver and gold are setting up to be false breakouts to the downside, which means that's actually a bullish. What the hell is that? Which means that we're probably this whole, because what happens, guys, is this, right? And I'll show you this here. You see this so many times with the markets, right? So uh, and how do you know how do you know something's gonna how do you know something is a false breakout? You definitely you can't know at the time of the breakout. So if I have the market running up, hitting resistance, hitting resistance, hitting resistance, hitting resistance, and then suddenly we get a breakout bar like that there. How do we know that's not how do we know that's not likely to be some sort of a false breakout? Well, we never know we never know if it's definitely going to be a false breakout. But two things are going to happen when generally we break past significant resistance levels. Either one, we're going to go for a big run, so therefore the reward, if you are trading it, is quite big. Or two, we're just going to pause here for a bit, and then if this is the resistance line through here, we're going to pause for a little bit, and then we're going to break, and then we're going to break back down. And if we break back down below that, oh, your stop was triggered, you were out, and just say that was at the low of the bar, then you know that's where the stop is. But the best thing about these breakouts is that the risk reward ratio is pretty phenomenal. If it breaks and it runs quite strongly, and you can pick up generally 2, 3, 4 times your risk on that. So for example, with options can easily do a 50, 100%, 150% or more, 200% within a 2 or 3 day period if it breaks and it runs. But if it doesn't break and it doesn't run, you can get out with the option with a 20 or 30 or maybe even a 40% loss. So as you can see, right, the risk to reward, if you took 10 of those trades, and even if you're 50-50 right, then that's the way it is. Same for the downside as well too. If we have a support, and we have a support level, and the market breaks below that support level, so the market breaks below here, but doesn't follow through, what does that mean? And just does that. What does that mean? Well, this is now likely to be some sort of a false breakout, and now we're likely to see that. Now, that's not a trading opportunity, guys, but this is just reading the market to try to get a gauge of what's happening right now in the market. And if we do that, we break back above this level through here, which is now a false breakout, then we're now likely to see at least a run back up towards the previous highs on that chart. So if you're looking at, say, on silver right now, I would say if this holds here right now and we start to get breakup back above these levels, so maybe we get something like this, right, and we break back above these levels here, then I would say we're on it. Where the short term target anyway would be back up to 1560, and then maybe that's the start. Maybe this is the start of a nice big upward movement in silver and gold. So right now we could be getting. A false breakout with gold. So silver and gold still technically are weak right now because we are still in a downward trend. We have broken past previous lows. We are still getting lower highs. We are going sideways right now, so we still could continue that downward trend. But if we get the break up back above these levels here, that's going to tell me that was a false breakout to the downside, and now we're likely to see the bulls pick up, and now we're likely to see an upward movement through there. And this happens a lot. Let me share with you where this happened just recently in the markets. And it was at the SILJ. Where was that? I think it was one of those. Yeah, I just can't. Yeah, I just can't see that right now. But anyway, so SIL and SILJ are on its way down to my targets now. And as you can see here, right, guys, look at this here. So we had a high, a lower high, and for you guys that may remember, I did a video about a week ago, and I said this pullback here is this pullback here is a lot weaker than the last pullback. And I said if this pullback here is a lot weaker, it's actually signaling that the market's actually that the sellers are likely to come in a lot stronger. Now, I didn't know that was definitely going to happen, but this pullback here, because we had as you can see, right, we had a nice pullback, and then we had a drop. We had a very shallow pullback, and then we had a drop. This here is the sellers coming in quite strongly. And then same for the SIL as well too. SIL, look at that. SIL is almost on its way down. Now, what was the key for here? what was the key here? We had what? Same sort of thing, right? We had this low through here, but notice how this pullback here was very shallow. So that's basically what we're seeing through there. So the miners are actually working in the way that I thought that was going to happen, or that the analysis said was going to happen, which basically is a very shallow pullback, and now we're getting a drop down. So the interesting thing still to this day is that the gold miners are so much stronger than the silver miners. And I just that's just the way it is. So so that's what I'm seeing there right now. With the gold miners, with the gold miners, I don't see them pulling back as much. So this pullback that we're getting right now, the gold miners, I believe that's going to be short lived, and then we're likely to pick back up and start a very nice movement to the upside. And the reason why I say that is because if I bring up, let me delete everything off the screen here for a minute. If I bring up my weekly chart and I bring up this level through here, what did I say before about the market breaking past previous lows and then going sideways? What does that mean? Look at this here. Right, this is a weekly chart right now. Right, so what ended up happening? Oh, come on now. All right, look at that there. So that was the low point. What happened? It broke down. It went sideways. Remember, this is a weekly chart, right? So it went sideways. So it went sideways, right? So we broke back down. We went down, down, down. We sideways. Then what happened? We broke back up. So we broke back above this support level. It came back down to test that level, which is now support for, remember, this is a weekly chart. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, pretty much 2 months. And then where do we rally? Remember I said before on the graph, where's the market likely to rally? The market's likely to rally back up to the next resistance levels, back up here through there. And so as you can see, right, look what actually happened. Where did this run back up to? To the next resistance level. So false breakout, held, ran to the next significant resistance level anyway. And now it's actually backing off. But due to the fact that we actually came up and retraced 100% of this, we actually have a lot of support and resistance levels back down through these levels through here. So somewhere around about this level where we are right now is a lot of support. So I'm a lot more bullish on the gold miners because we're getting a lot more bullish activity because of this rally back up. Same for the GDXJ, right? So it'd be really interesting to see whether we do hold here. If we hold here, we create some sort of high low on this weekly chart. Guys, this could be the start of a very, very nice move running right back up to these highs up here. Because if we do hold here, we create a higher low, and then we break and we create a higher low breaking past previous highs. That'll be the very first time that the buyers have said higher low breaking past previous highs than before, right? Because what have we gotten all through here? What have we gotten? We've gotten what? There's a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So the market has been lower highing it. Lower highing it. There you go. There's for the YouTube. So lower high, lower high, lower high. So the sellers have been knocking it down right now. But what's happened right now here? We had an equal high or a slight higher high. Ding, 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 ding. Warning bells are running off right now. So if we get some sort of high low through here, and then we start to turn around, that's the signaling that the buyers, this here is the overall time the buyers are coming into control right now. But as you can see, right, this is a weekly chart. This is over 3 or 4 or 5 months period that the overall picture starts to change. The overall picture doesn't change literally in one day. Short term, it does. You know, you may get an upward movement for a couple of days, but if you're looking for investing positions, you're looking to try to jump on something that the overall trend is now starting to change, where you're now likely to go for a nice run to the upside and then get some pullbacks and then go for a run and get some pullbacks and get for a run and then go for a pullback, and might go for a good run and then might go sideways for a few weeks and then go for a run again. if you want to be jumping on those nice upward movements, those nice upward trends, well, the weekly chart is that big picture that says, hey, things are changing. So with that being said, I like that because once I start to see that, you better believe, you bets believe I'm going to be all over that JNUG. I'm watching, guys. For me personally, I'm watching because I'm looking to get into some sort of investing position myself as well too. I have no investing positions right now at all. No silver, no gold, anything like that. But I'm just waiting for some indication that we're now likely to start that next bull run. I'm waiting for the market to tell me. I'm keeping my powder dry. I'm keeping my powder dry. And you bets believe, guys, you bets believe over the next 12 months or so, when we start to see these signs on the charts, I'm going to be loading up like it's hot stock, if that's an analogy, because this we're now likely to see. We're now likely to over the next 2 to 5 years, especially in silver and gold, we're now likely to see the biggest bull run in history. And so I know that in the back of my mind, but there's no need to rush into it right now. I'm still just waiting for those bigger pictures to tell me what's going on because I believe in the chart, the market. And then once I start to see these things, that's when I'm going to start to load up on a longer term picture and go from there. And you better believe I'll start to load up on some JNUG with some options because this JNUG, if this JNUG right now, remember what I said before about false breakouts? Look at this here. Broke down. Look at this sideways phase for all this time. You best believe, guys, you best believe that if we break above this $15 level, this JNUG is going to go ballistic. You better believe that's going to go ballistic. This thing's just going to go nuts, right? Look at that there. Look at all this sideways movement through here. Now, I'm not saying that it's definitely going to be a false breakout. We still need what? What do we still need? We still need something like this, don't we? We still need a week to be closing up above this level through here. And we need to start creating. This is the last high here. But what was happening through here? Look at this. High, lower high, lower high, lower high, right? And then we broke down, then sideways. So if we start breaking above the $15 level on JNUG, whoa, my goodness, that is now likely to be the start of a big run, a run back up to 120. Now, when I say a run up to 120, that may take a year or more to actually get to there, or it may take 6 months. But how does the market work? We go for a run, then we have a pullback. We go for a run, then we have a pullback. So if you're looking at some sort of longer term positions, guys, don't freak out when we have a down day or an up day or whatever the position is. If you understand the position that the trade that you are in, then just let it go. But for you guys that are long-term investing in silver and gold right now, and you guys are investing in that, I mean, you don't care what's going to happen in the next 6 months, the next 6 months. You're just loading up because you know over the next 10 years you're going to be part of the next biggest bull run in history. That's what I personally believe, anyway. But hey, my powder is still dry, waiting for me to get into some of those longer term positions. But I'm waiting right now, guys. Going to make an absolute fortune through this next couple of years. Waiting, doing my analysis, working hard, doing research, not white paper research. Forget that. Market research, stock market, charts. So there's some things, guys. I hope some things that I've just said just there recently have helped you understand about success in the markets. But at the end of the day, guys, I was actually going through. I had 4 really good potential trades today with that my scans brought up. And for you guys that know, I was saying before that these are the scanning opportunities here, right? So I had 4 really good, maybe 5 really good potential trades that looked like a really good setup for me. And so when I went through those setups, there was 2 that looked the best. One, there was a bit of doubt there because of certain rule, and the other one had no doubt. So what do you think I did? I traded the one that had no doubt. Like there was no doubt that this is going to be the 90, but this is going to be a 90%. This is going to be the 90+% of a successful trade. It's just like, it's a no-brainer. So guys, the reason me telling you that, because trading is all about confidence. It really is. And that's what I say to my private clients all the time. I always tell them, take what I've taught you, take what I'm teaching you, and use that as a foundation. It's like, these are the rules, but I'm happy taking this one particular setup only. And I'm going to take that only. Trading is all about confidence. And the more time you see things, the more time you're likely to do well in the markets, right? So be confident and build that confidence. And building that confidence is only comes through just spending time in the charts, guys, and back testing and look at patterns. Look at patterns, and look at how the markets flow and so on and so forth. And that's how you truly start to get ahead in the markets. And once again, guys, if you want to start to be able to be confident and putting more money on per trade, not ego trading, but you know what, this is a really good trade. I'm happy putting a bit more extra money on this trade because of the win-loss ratio, so on and so forth. That's where it's all at, right? As I said before, there was 5 potential trades for me as I go through my scans. 3 of them weren't trades. After I completely went through my checklist, 2 of them were potential trades. One of them was there was one thing there that gave me a bit of doubt there, but then there was one there that just said, like, this is the screaming buy, like this is a screaming buy. And I have no doubt, and it's not like I'm going to make $1 million on this trade. It's like, this is the trade. I'm 100% confident on this trade. And again, it's not an ego thing. It's not me trying to pick a top or pick a bottom. It's based on my trading rules to say, you know what? This here is exactly what I've seen 1,000 times. I've played this game before. So be confident about the way that you're doing things, guys. And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. If you want to be consistently profitable in the markets, you must be consistently at stepping up to a trading plan, a trading setup. If you want consistent profits, you must be consistent. And I don't mean just looking at the markets and getting in when you think it's a good idea, because that's just gambling. It's not a very, very, very good. It's not a very good confidence builder, right? Because you want to make sure that as you go through the rest of this year, that you are building your confidence in the way you're trading. And how do you do that? You don't build confidence by getting it right, by saying, you know what, I bought call options here because it looked like a good idea and it went up, I got it right. I don't care about whether you made money or not. All I care about is whether you can replicate what you just did for the rest of your life, so you can feed your family for the rest of your life. That's where long-term success and consistency comes involved. Long-term success and consistency in markets doesn't mean you're going to have losses. You're going to have losses. I have losses, but I keep my losses small, and away you go. So, guys, if you have any questions, just leave them in the chat box below, and we can go through. Oh, cool. And we can go through them. I'm going to sneeze right now. Hello, John. What's good? Do you trade ZM and PINS today? Did I trade PINS? Let me have a look at that there. Oh, no, I didn't, because I did. ZM. No? Why would I trade that? I don't understand it. I'm just trying to find something here. I have no idea why I would have. It's like it just trade. Why would I trade that? PINS. Again, there's nothing there. There's nothing there, Pally. Like it's just bars on the chart. Like we've only had one day, so there's no way I'd be trading that. If you're trading just one bar on the screen, guys, you are gambling. Stop throwing your money away. John, do you delete these videos after you stream them? No, Sam. I did yesterday, Sam. The reason why is because for some reason you guys couldn't see my charts. And I don't know why. I'm like, damn, they can't see my charts now. So yeah, so WWD. But this live stream here, Sam, no, I don't. Most like I've only deleted one. The only reason why I deleted it, which was yesterday's, because I'm just like, damn, it was only me and Arnie on there. It was only me and Arnie on there. WWD. I looked at this one actually, H1. I looked at this one actually. And it doesn't actually look too bad. Like it doesn't, it doesn't look too bad of a setup for me. I looked at my rules and I went to my weekly charts, and then there was just one thing there that kept me out of this one here. I'm not going to walk through exactly what that is, but I went through my checklist, and then there was one thing there that I just didn't trade because of that. But this one here is not a bad setup. But you got to understand the reason why it is you got to understand the differences between a really good setup, or like a good setup, and then an amazing setup. And so I did look at this one here. This one here as a trade for me, but there was just one thing there that just kept me out. So it's probably going to rise. This one here, WW, is probably going to rise, but I didn't trade it for one reason. And H138, when I was saying before there was two trades, this one here was a trade that almost met all my rules. But there was one thing there. There was one thing that just gave me a bit of doubt. And when there's any doubt in my trading, I don't trade, because I like to trade, fairly decent sized position sizes. So I want to be confident that I can sleep at night, especially if I'm trading the daily chart and I'm going to be holding it for a few days, or for maybe for a few weeks, depending on what the market does. I'll let the market tell me what's going to happen there. But yeah, there was just one thing that gave me a bit of doubt there. OQPTT. OPT. I need to get glasses. OPTT. Oh, geez, look at that. I think you should buy it right now. P Ollers? P Ollers? I'm gonna call you P. P, you should buy it right now. I think there's a bottom here right now. I'm joking. Let's have a look at that weekly chart. P, by looking at this chart here, I know a lot of people are probably going to think, but it's at ultra low levels. It can't keep going low. That's what they've probably been saying ever since. Geez, this was at 300. I didn't give a rear end. I didn't. You know what? I'm looking at this chart here, and there's good support at 0, which is not too far away right now. This thing's about to go. Something's not right with this stock here, so I'd say stay away from this stock. Just picked up a 25 gram of gold from. Couldn't help myself when it's so far below 1300. Cool. Just remember, Mr. Story 89. When you're doing that, remember, you got to understand, whenever you're doing something like that, like buying physical gold and silver and all that sort of stuff, or even just a long-term investing position, you must understand why you're doing it. Are you buying the gold to then sell the gold later on? If so, what price? And you've got to look at it, right, and say, okay, I'd be happy selling if you got that and you're looking to sell it again, I'd be happy selling it for this here, or I'd be happy selling it for whatever. And so if you see that, then that's what you get. So if we do go through a big bull run, then that's what you want to have in the back of your mind. Now, also on the flip side, just understand that when you're doing that, you got to understand the reason why you're doing it. What's your exit strategy when that? Because even if I'm investing, right, we're always going to have an exit strategy. You know what I mean? Like there's always going to be, why are you doing what you're doing? So for me personally, and call me whatever, but I would prefer to buy gold itself, not the physical, but the actual market itself. And then have that as an investing position. That way I can quickly get in and get out based on the actual gold price. Not, not so if I wanted it, I could simply just buy the GLD if I wanted to, and have just simply buy that and then hold that for, for 5 or 10 years. Because I know if I, and one thing that I'm looking to do right now is setting up some sort of funds for my kids and setting up trust for them, and just simply just loading up on some GLD and SLV, or the actual gold and silver price itself. And then, having that as a long term, because if I look at GLD, then I see GLD gold basically. Yeah. So I see gold. Definitely. Yeah. So let's go through here. So yeah, I guess the whole point I'm trying to say there is just make sure you definitely have an exit strategy based on the reason why you're doing what you're doing. I don't own any physical gold and silver for that reason. But because the thing is, like, I still want, I want to be able to have something that I can easily get in and easily get out. So if I just simply just buy it, and then as the market's going up, your value of your physical gold is going up, but then you got to go to the shop or whatever. I would rather go to the market, click sell, someone buys it, and then I'm done. I get my money. I'm Canadian, so I realize my nation doesn't have any left. I'm buying it because I never want to sell. I don't think gold would never be more accessible these days. Okay, well, you always want to sell, Mr. Story 89. Like, you got to have some sort of an exit strategy. Like, why are you buying it? Like, why just so it can accumulate wealth over time? Like, you got to have some sort of an exit strategy. Even if it is a 10-year plan. Like, you know what? I'm going to hold this for 10 years. You got to have some sort of a plan. Don't just say, I'm just going to hold this and see what happens. Like, there's got to be some sort of a plan behind it. What trading platform do I use? I use a few different trading platforms. So I use TC2000 for my charts, and then I create scans to do my analysis on the markets, on the stocks, and then I use IB as my interactive brokers for my options trading, and then also I do, I use a company called IG right now, but I'm switching over to a Ninja Trader to do all my futures and Forex, or basically the futures platform, which I'll be trading futures and that with there. So, which I still do to this day. So I don't have to do the futures trading. I really do enjoy it though. But if I ever wanted to just minimize how many hours I'm actually trading, well, then I'll go back to simply just trading half an hour a day. Get up first in the morning, look at the market for half an hour, do the scans like I did today. I looked at the market for an hour, and through that last hour, I looked through the charts, see if there's any trades. No. I looked at the intraday charts as well too, such as 15 minutes and an hourly, and there was nothing there as well. So I looked at the daily charts, the daily scans. There was 5 there. Out of those 5, there was 2 really good ones. There was a bit of doubt there, and then the other one there was no doubt there. That was a very high probability one. So I took that trade, and that was all done within. I actually had all my scans and all my analysis done within half an hour. So I can actually do all my trading in half an hour a day and be done with that. And the beauty of that is, once you know what to look for and you can start to trade options, you can start to generate some really good returns, 50%, 100% or more on those turns. So if you're trading 10, 20 grand per trade, or even 5 grand per trade, trading half an hour a day, it is possible to generate $2,500, $5,000, $10,000, $5,000 to $10,000 profit in one trade within a few days, maybe even a week, of just trading half an hour a day. And that's where it starts to become pretty crazy, because if you're starting to trade $10,000, even $20,000 a trade, and you picked up even more, right, and you picked up 100% return, or even a 50% return, you just made 10 grand. You know, and might have been under your in and out within one day. It's like, thank you very much. I just made 10 grand today in one day, and it only looked at market for half an hour. That's the beauty of knowing exactly what you're looking for in a setup, having the scans to run for you, having the power of leverage of the options to give you that leverage, and then away you go for the rest of the day. Go to the gym, Netflix and chill, whatever you want. What do you want? What else do you want to do? But why do I trade the futures market? Because I have a financial goal in the back of my mind that that I'm trying to achieve right now. So, or no, I'm not trying. I'm slowly making progress every day. So I'm trading that because you can get some good returns on that as well too. So I'm trading that. And that's but if you only look at the trade half an hour, there's no other better way than. But remember, guys, it first comes back down to knowing exactly what I'm looking for. I know exactly what an amazing high quality setup looks like. That's 90% of the time it's going to run on for good profits. And then I know exactly what I'm looking for. And then I use the scans to I can have all my trading done within half an hour maximum done per day. And using the leverage of options gives me that really good return. Like there was a trade that happened just recently. It was just crazy. Like that's what this one did here. AFH. This one here was just pretty crazy. This trade here. This breakout bar here traded, and same thing, right? So I looked at the market last hour, found that trade in there, and this thing was just crazy. This thing was like a 500-600% return in one trade. Now that is the biggest one day return I've ever had ever. So I'm telling you right now, I've never had that again. But the whole thing is that even if it didn't do that, it's still very high probability set up based on et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, what I'm trying to say here. So that's how trading's done, right, guys? Like it really can come down. And once you get confident on knowing exactly what to look for in a high quality setup, you literally can have all your trading done in half an hour a day. And once you start to use options, now, guys, what I mean options is I simply just mean buying options. Knowing exactly what option to buy is important, but that's all you need to know. And it's pretty crazy. And it's pretty crazy. And the benefit of trading options, if you know how to use the right option, that if it runs for you, you can pick up 50%, 100% within a couple of days with those options. But if it goes against you, you can get out with a 30 or 40% loss, or a 20 or 30% loss, depending on what option you buy. So it's pretty cool the way that the options work. They really do. And it's just crazy. You know what I mean? So and that's where when you start to build confidence, and that's where, like I say before, guys, I like to put on a fair whack per trade, because obviously I have a target, a trading target, where a financial target that I'm trying to achieve right now. So I want to be confident to put on a fair whack per trade, and for me to be able to put on a fair amount of money per trade with it, and also happy with that risk as well too. I need to be able to get into trades that there is no doubt inside of me. It's not an ego like, rah, I'm going to make $1 million on this trade, but it's more like, wow, this is a nice setup. It means everything that I'm looking for. There is no doubt at all. I've gone through my 5-step checklist that I use every single time, and boom, I'm in right now. Here's an options trade. 2 or 3 days later, fantastic. This is at 80%. If you're trading, say 20 grand, you just made almost, what was it, 18 grand or whatever it is. 16 grand, $16,000 in a couple of days time frame. Thank you very much. Move on to the next trade. And so yeah, that's what it's all about. And the way that, and when I'm trading like that, and when I'm trading the stocks, just trading the daily chart, like I was saying before, right? Get in today and hold it for because I may get in today. Like I got into a trade today, right? And come the next trading day next week, that thing might explode, and I might be at, say, 100% profit. Are you nuts? If I'm at 100% profit right now, or even at 80% profit. Thank you very much. I'm going to take that off the table, and one day I'm going to go do it again. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. Oh, look there. Oh, cool. You know what? There was an 80% profit, a 50% profit, 150% profit. Oh, look, there was a 30% loss. 100% profit, 80% profit, 50% profit. Oh, 20% loss. And so on and so forth, right? But over the picture, But the hard thing that most traders have problems with when trading stocks like that is that they're too impatient. Because I might go through a week, I might go through a whole month and there's no trades at all. But the next month, there might be 4 really good trades. And if I'm trading, I'll give you I'll give you a number, but I'm not, I'll give you, but if you're trading, say, even 10 grand per trade, and you start to pick up and you have 4 trades and they all did really, really well, you can see the reason why and yeah. So I'm trying not to give numbers here because I don't want to be giving any advice at all, but I'm trying to show you that once you start to build this plan, and the flip side, that's the reason why I like trading the intraday charts, because there's actually there's there's potentially a lot more trades there's potentially a lot more trading futures and forex. But on the flip side, trading those markets, you can't run scans, right? You got to sit in front of the charts for a period of time, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. If you want to trade those markets, you have to sit in front of the charts that long. But doing that, now you're likely to literally quadruple the amount of trades you have throughout the year. So my very first seven-figure mentor, who turned a $5,000 trading account into $3 million. That's how he traded for. He did that in 5 years, by the way. 5,000 and 3 million in 5 years. Now he put an extra couple of $100 grand into the account once he started proving to himself that he could do it. He went and got an extra couple hundred to about 200 grand, then put about 200-300 grand in that. But he took that account to $3 million in 5 years. And all he did was half an hour a day, half an hour before close. He did basically trade the exact same way that I trade right now. That's actually where I learned it from. I'm just like, wow, you did that with that? Something to think about. So yeah, and this is the reason why Parish, do you do private lessons online? I do have a private coaching program, Parish. It's actually closed right now. So I'm not accepting any more applications. Private coaching simply means that I teach you my strategy. I give you the scanning codes, so you can import into TC2000, start to do what I'm doing right now. And then from that process, and then every week I do a live coaching call, and then every day I'm on the Facebook group talking to you guys and sharing with you guys and all that sort of stuff, showing the trades I'm in and all that sort of stuff with my private coaching group. So if you are interested in joining that coaching group and being in the next in line, then it is closed right now, so I'm not accepting anyone. But if you do want to be the first in line, email me at howtrader@gmail.com. I'll set up a time for us to have a chat. After we've had a chat, then I'll see whether you're a good fit for the program. And then when there are spots available, then you'll be the first person that I contact to say, okay, you know what, this spot's available, but it's closed right now, and I only like to keep it small. So, and if anyone else, obviously, if you guys are interested, then go do that. You can't join it right now, but at least I can have a chat with you, see where you're at, and then I can go from there. So, Tamara said, but there's huge risk that size position trading options. You really, really, really have to know what you are doing. No, Tamara, no. The risk in trading options. Now, depending if you're selling options, Tamara, that's a completely different strategy. I don't sell options at all. I don't write options. I don't do any of that sort of stuff. I simply just buy the option. So if I put on a $20,000 position or a $5,000 position, I know I can lose 100% of that. That's the worst case scenario. So there's not a huge risk. It's actually quite low risk, because if I know the worst case scenario is that this trade I go right now goes to zero, and I lose that entire investment, and I'm not risking too much on my account, maybe in 5, even if I'm doing 10% of my account risk, I know I still have 90% of my capital there. So there's not huge risk. If you're selling options, now there's a massive risk on your side, because you can lose so much more than the risk to reward is actually, it's not good there. So that's the reason why I never, ever sell options or write options. or do cover core strategies. None of that. The risk is if you are getting into really good quality positions, because my experience is that if you're getting into good quality positions, and tomorrow, one of the things that I found with you is that you're still trading these markets based on a thought or based on an idea, or this looks like it's going to go up down, or this looks like it's going to be good right now, or so on and so forth. That's the risk. It's never the investment, right? It's never the options. It's never the forex. It's never the futures. It's never the instrument. It's always you at the risk, and the risk is that you are just not getting into proven high quality trades that you are 100% confident in, that most of these trades you get into are going to run for profits. And if there is a loss, you're going to have a small loss. If you can be disciplined with that, that's where your long-term success is going to come from, right? If you put me in a normal car, then okay. But if you put me in behind a Ferrari, then there may be an accident because I'm a bit of a lunatic. Is it the vehicle or is it the driver? It's always the driver. So tomorrow, I think if I see tomorrow, and I haven't actually said this to you because I didn't want to be sort of come across as arrogant or something like that, and I don't want to. I'm just saying that I've just seen you still not be putting in the work of based on a strategy that you're confident in. And really trading the way these markets work. So if you focus on that tomorrow, you can be an amazing trader. You really can. You've got some foundational knowledge here. All you have to do is wrap it up into a plan. Only trade that plan. Only trade that plan. Only trade that plan. Only trade that plan. And no, that there wasn't nothing wrong with the audio just then. Because I'm telling you right now, guys, when I first started trading, I lost $250,000. $250,000 from doing all the mistakes that most people make in the markets. All the mistakes, right? And I still make mistakes every now and then and so on and so forth. But guess what? When I went to my mentor, he said, okay, here's a simple 4-step strategy. I want you to follow this 100% every time you see this trade. I want you to trade it and for the next 3 months. Even if you want to just paper trade for the next 3 months, but you are not to do anything unless it meets this. See this picture? See this picture right now? If you get into a trade that doesn't look like this, don't get into the trade because it doesn't meet the rules. The trade must look like this. Here's the bullish setup. Here's the bearish setup. Trade picture. All right, which also meets these 4 simple rules. Do that. Just do that only, and then come back to me in 3 months' time. You are not to trade anything else, and just do this only. Nothing else. He said, I don't care. He said, guess what? You might have 2 trades a week. You might have no trades a week. You might go through 2 weeks. You might go through 2 weeks of no trades. But that's okay. You don't do anything. Only do this and then come back to me in 3 months' time frame. I went back to him in 3 months' time frame, completely changed my life. Because I went, oh my goodness. All I have to do is just follow this 4-step plan. Picture. I have to follow picture. And I can do well. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And that completely changed the way that I looked at the markets. That completely changed the way that I thought about the markets and how I understand. I didn't need to know fundamentals or the guru telling me all this. I was like, no, I just had to follow picture. Where's picture? Is this picture? No. Okay, cool. And then it just took off from there, guys, for me. And Willoughby said, are you more successful trading futures? No, the same. It's the same. It's the same system across all markets. So whether I'm trading a daily chart on the daily stock chart, same system. Whether I'm trading a 15-minute stock chart, same system. Whether I'm trading an hourly futures chart, Dow, oil, gold. If I'm trading a 2-minute Forex chart, same system. Same system across the board. Because the markets don't change. Whether you're looking at a 2-minute chart or a 4-minute chart, the system never changes. And that's the benefit of trading the way that I trade with my system. Now I've been very fortunate to learn off my coach. Is that's based on how the charts work and how the markets work. So it's the greatest system on the planet. The problem is that patience thing. The problem is you taking crap trades, because I guarantee you, you do that, right? Anyone that's part of my coaching program, if I put you on a 3-month probation period where you're not to trade live at all for 3 months, and you're only to take picture, I guarantee you're going to do well. Some of the trades are going to be small profits, and some of the trades are going to be home runs. I don't know. You let the market tell you that. So yeah. So I hope this session today, guys, I really wanted to lead this for you before the whole Easter break happened, because I really wanted to drive home a lot of key points, a lot of key things in this session today to really help you understand the frameworks or the foundations or the thoughts that goes into why you guys are not doing well in the markets. And when I go through periods of time, which I do from time to time, when I don't do well, guess what? I'm not trading pitcher. I'm not trading pitcher with a set of rules, by the way, right? I have pitcher, but then I need to wrap it around. Then I need to check it. And then I need to go through the checklist. But if you don't have pitcher, you don't have nothing. So trade pitcher only. And that's the problem, right? And you guys know, right, guys? Like, you guys know, whenever I get in trouble in the markets, it's because I'm taking crap that I shouldn't be into in the first place. That's why. Now, for you guys that have been following me for quite some time, what's my saying? What's my saying? Never trade based on what? And I always say this because it's true. Never trade based on what's pitcher. Pitcher is basically the setup that you're looking for. Never trade based on what? Oh, there we go. Cool. If you guys haven't heard me say it before, never trade based on what you think, hope, or fear. I think this is a good trade. I hope this is a good trade. I'm fearful of missing out. If you ever use any of that language when you're about to get into a trade, it's not a trade. I know this is a good trade because it meets my rules. I know this is a good trade. There's not one doubt about that this is a good trade. Rinse, recycle, repeat. So anyway, guys, have an amazing day, guys. Once again, guys, if you are interested in my coaching program, it's closed right now. If you do want to be next in line, just email me at howtrader@gmail.com. We will set up a time to have a chat, probably next week sometime. And then if it's all good and I'm happy accepting you, then you'll be next in line when I do open up a position. I don't know. I don't know when that will be. Sometimes once I get to a certain point in my coaching program, I then just keep it closed for the rest of this year, because my main focus is trading and then having a small group to help out. So anyway, guys, or if you just want to be able to get started in the markets, then grab your free trial to all these different trading courses, just so you can get a good foundation on the foundations and so on, chart reading, all sort of stuff. MasterTraderLab.com. I'm running a free trial to that. So make sure you head on down to there and grab that, because that's ending real soon. I'm taking that down. I'm not doing that anymore. Anyway, guys, that's for me. Have an amazing Easter, guys, and I shall catch you next time.